Hello everyone, in the previous video we talked about how we can edit a macro in the IDE of VBA. In this video we want to talk more about the IDE. As I told you, IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment for the VBA. So for example, let me close this Excel file. For example, in this Excel file, we have an Excel file that we want to write a VBA code in it, or we have an Excel that has already a VBA code and we want to edit that. So how we can do that? The first thing that we saw in the previous video, we can go to the View tab in the macros and then edit a macro to see the VBA environment. However, there is another way. There is a tab that calls the Developer tabs that help us for going to the VBA directly and also has more tools to work in it. So go to the file, go to the options, and then in the customized ribbon, tick the developer. This developer tab, after you ticking that and press the OK button, you will see a new tab in the Excel that calls the developer. This is the developer tab that has a little bit more tools that you can work with it. We will talk about these tools in the next video. However, we want to create a video for each of these tools in the Excel as well in the future videos. So right now we just want to go to the Visual Basic VBA environments that I talk about. We saw this environment in the previous video. Now we want to see a more detail of this environment tools. Each Excel files, if you open each Excel file, if you have multiple Excel files as well, called the VBA projects. As you can see, we already have some VBA project that because I enabled some data tools in the Excel, these are for the Microsoft Excel, but this one, which is the Invoice Management XLSM, is my VBA project. So you will work with your VBA project and each Excel file calls a VBA project and name it as just like your Excel file name. So in each VBA project, you have multiple folders. These are the folders that I created for developing my project, and each of these folders called modules. So this is the sheet 1, which is related exactly to the sheet 1 data entry in the Excel, and is the module for sheet 1 is its object. And as you can see, this workbook is another module that's defined for entire workbook, my entire Excel invoice management Excel file workbook. So this related to whole Excel file, this one related to each of your worksheets, and you will have another folder. This is the forms, this is the VBA forms, and these are the module that we create for our VBA project. Or if you record a macro, each of your macros will be placed into the new modules here in this folder. So for example, if you open a new Excel file, when you open a new Excel file, if you go to your developer tab, if you go to your IDE, you will see a new project, VBA project book 1 is created automatically, and right now we just have one folder, which is Microsoft Excel objects, and we have just one module objects for sheet 1 and one for this workbook. And if you want to have more objects, you just simply can create a new sheet. So you will have a new object of the sheet 2. About the objects and what is the object, we will talk in the next video. We just want to see this IDE environment for first. So if you want to have a new form or new module or new module object in your VBA environment, you just simply can come here and insert a user form or a module or a class module. We will talk about these as well in the future. So for example, a new module, and if you open a new module, you will have an empty window in the right side. In this window, you can write your codes in the module 1. Also, you are able to write your codes in each of these objects module, sheet 1 or sheet 2 or this workbook. So I currently open all of these modules. If you minimize this window, you will see multiple windows which are related for each of these modules I opened currently window. So if you maximize your window, you can see an empty window again. So this is where you write your codes. This is where you see your modules and objects, and you will have a ribbon here. The thing that I want to see you is a view ribbon in the properties window. If you press this tool, you will see another window that simply show you the properties of your module, and you can rename this. For example, the module 1, rename that to the test 1, and you do not allow to have a space in this name, so you cannot have the space. If you press that, you will see an error that shows you that it's not a legal object name. So you can have test 1, and you will see that this rename it to the test 1. About the sheet 1, you can change the name, for example, to the test 2, but that doesn't change the fact that this module is it's a worksheet object. So as you can see, this is a test 2 worksheet. You just rename it, the name of the sheet, to the test 2. But this one is like more a caption. The caption is the thing that show you the name of the macro. Is a thing that show you here. The caption of the sheet is sheet 1, so you can change it to whatever you want. These are the difference between the name of the module or name of the object and the caption of the module, caption of the name caption of the sheets or modules. We talk about the name, what is the name, and the caption difference in the future videos as well. So this is how you can navigate through your objects, and this is how you can change the properties of your objects as well. There is a debug, there is some tools here. I add these by myself, so at the first you will not see these ribbons. You will not see these tools in your ribbon, and you need to enable those. If you go to the view tab in the toolbars, you can just tick the debug, edit, or standard as well. So by default these are unchecked, and if you want to see them, you can just check them. So these are the tools. I want to talk about each of them when I want to develop a VBA code for you, to teach you how we can develop codes. So we don't worry about these tools, debug, run tools, or these tools here. Just know that we write the codes here, we navigate through the objects here, and we will change the properties of each objects by using the properties window that we should be press on the window properties. So in the next video, we want to talk about the objects. We told that these are the objects, module objects, and worksheet objects. Sorry, these are the worksheet objects. And what is the objects? What we mean by the objects in the programming. So in the next video, we will talk about this. So until next video, goodbye. In order to watch more training videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diako Ltd. And if you want to see our products, please visit our website, diako.co.uk.